Let me start off by saying, yeah, I know there's a watermark. That's just simply because I'm cheap and I can't afford the actually to pay for the program. But the program itself is great and records very well with great audio. But anyways, that doesn't matter. Today we're going to be talking about something I find very dumb, and the point of the matter is how dumb it is. Homeless people. I don't know why. It just seems that there's more and more homeless people by the day, and it's very infuriating, or really makes me upset just to understand how there's so many homeless people. And I'm not saying I should get mad at them. It's just very dumb because 99% of the homeless people or 90% of the homeless people are just old people or adults that pretty much just gives up and doesn't even want to work anymore. It's very frustrating. But you know what really makes me frustrated? Like there's so many things that I could just go and say, but there's like too many things to even talk about. Let's just start with the simplest ones. The beggars, the homeless people who are just pretty much beggars and go out of their way to be in fast food restaurants or go into the restaurants and ask for money. I swear to God, those are just the type of people who are like, excuse me, can you feed me? Even though I know you're here and you can't afford most stuff, that's why you came why that's why you came from McDonald's. And I swear to God, it's so goddamn frustrating. Like, excuse me? You're gonna expect me to give you money and you're seeing me eating like two burgers and literally small fries? Dude, I can't even afford the bus ride home most of the time, and you're expecting me to give you money for a fucking combo? A combo, like a large combo, and then expect me to be like, oh yeah, your gratitude is thankful enough. Like, bitch, please. I'm not even gonna give money to a fucking person I'm close with, even though it's like ridiculous enough for you to ask me that. And then it's like those people. I feel like when homeless people do that, it's like you're invading someone's privacy when you're pretty much going straight to them and being like, "Oh, excuse me, I know you're in the middle of eating or you're about to order food, but would you mind just to buy me something? Trust me." And then it gets even worse when you have a homeless person that straight up you're about to choose what they're gonna buy, and they tell you what they want to buy, and they want the most expensive thing. Like, excuse me, did you not just beg or asking me to buy you food? Now you're the one whose shoes you want to get. Excuse me, I'm gonna just leave now, and that's how I feel like most of the time. I feel like it even gets worse. And now this brings up to the point of what brought upon me talking about this. I went to the bank to get money. I was in front of the bank, in front of the ATM, withdrawing money for a certain reason. There was a line. A woman approaches a guy. I hear, I'm for sure fact, she's asking this guy for money because there's no way in hell you want to talk to some rando, and it was really dumb. As I withdraw my money, I surely walk away knowing that this woman will pretty much do that. And you may think, wow, you're such a terrible person. Like, no. Obviously, most people would not even try to go for an old woman who would pretty much go towards you and then tries to talk to you, knowing that they might ask for money. And let me just be honest with you, there's something wrong with people's minds or people in that sense because I for sure didn't want to go. I didn't want to go anywhere, and I just was like, "What the hell? What can I possibly lose from listening to her?" Even though I was in a rush to get to work after doing all that, but what can you do? She tells me her mother had a heart attack. She came over here from a different state. As she was getting gas, she puts her purse on top of the gas tank, and now this is where the story is obviously getting more. The story that she's telling sounds ridiculous. It gets more ridiculous because she even say herself she was already too late to seeing her mother, and it's already done, and she's crying. Well, crocodile tears, and she pretty much is just going on as hysterical about how she didn't get to see her mom. She doesn't have anyone in the state, and then it gets to the point where she asks for money. Keeping in mind, she does tells me any amount of money will help. I told her this ain't my money. This ain't it, chief. And I told her that none of the money is mine. And I'm about to leave. She's like, oh, please, anything will help. And then it happened. I reached in my wallet, gave her $5, and was about to leave. And then the curse stomp in my face happened. She unintentionally says this out of her mouth. If I give you this $5 back, will you give me a 20 instead? Wow. I felt emotionally disrupted and can't believe that a person will go as far as to ask an individual for money than knowing that that's not their money. And I guess I forget to mention this, but the other part that she needs the money for isn't for gas, but more in the line of staying in a motel. All I could think is this woman's a filthy liar because the inconsistencies would have been she needed gas to go home. She would have stayed in her car, seen her mother. But no, rather than that, her excuse is I'd rather just go stay in a motel for I don't know how long and proceed to do that. I didn't ask her if she had a job or was she. I don't know anything about this woman, but the first thing that came to my mind is after the realization of giving her. Oh, after I gave her the money, she hugged me and was like, "Thank you, God thanks you." It's all bullshit. It's obviously all bullshit because there's no way in hell a woman like that or a person who's such a goddamn liar would do stuff like that. And you know what? I'm not surprised. And what I learned from that is I really need to focus when I'm having a conversation because I met other homeless women who pretty much give me the same bullshit, except their sob stories is I have a daughter or I have a child and they're being watched by my sister. Keep in mind that the same woman does it twice, and they tell me, um, I have a I have a child and I need food or money for food and you could give me it for I could give it to my child. All I can think is like most of the time I just tell them, oh, well, do you have any pictures of your children or where's your child? And they go like, oh, they're back in the apartment or they're in the car. I could show you. I'm like, no, you're lying. And I just like shut the conversation down. You don't look like the type of person who will let their child go through all this just because you can't pay for the food. End of the story is I lost $5 because I was too dumb to realize that the woman was haggling me, and she pretty much was choose. She wasn't a beggar. She was trying to be a chooser, even though you can't choose when you're begging. And that and that leads me to the whole fact of there's too many homeless people, and I goddamn hated the fact that I lost $5. What can you do?